Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you go on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, type in PoPolitickin. Listen to my interviews since 2008. 1212, I'm the place to be with Renegade El Rey. How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. How you?
Fantastic. What's the meaning behind your name?
I mean, for those who understand Spanish, this is exactly what it is. It ain't no secret, El Rey means the king, in Espanol. So it's Renegade the King. Huh?
You Spanish?
No, I'm not. I actually I just I delved into the Spanish language a lot, as a kid. I grew up with a lot of Spanish babysitters, just so happened to be. So it's been something that's just I always been attracted to. So once I jumped into middle school and high school and so on and so forth, it's just like that's all I did was Spanish. All I took was Spanish classes and whatever.
You fluent in Spanish?
No, not so much. I'm not that fluent, but I understand and I can write. I can read, write, and I can speak a little bit. I can speak enough to get myself around when I'm in Miami. When I go to Spain.
Okay, I said Buenos Dias.
Yeah, Buenos Dias.
I would say then you were saying, what's the meaning with the caps? Why you put it all caps?
Well, that's how I'm marking my name, right? And the thing about it is, for those who don't know, back when I was slinging mixtapes, I had a line that said, "Renegade," "Renegade all caps." And I said, I'm everywhere like the Eagle bee. And I was referring to the money. So I was like, all caps. Because that just went with the capital, if you get what I'm saying. So going just playing back and forth off of the money and off of the caps is why I always keep it all caps. So now that's how I trademark my name, that's how I market my name. It's just I try to make sure that everybody spells it in all caps every time. It ain't if you're not spelling it in all caps, it ain't my name. So I just recently had a record called "See Me," and I even said that in the line. I said, "No, I rep the town even when I ain't around. Say my name. If it ain't in all caps, it don't count."
What's up? And then
huh?
I'll say you from Memphis. I was reading you from Memphis.
All day.
So were you in Atlanta now?
Yeah, I live in Atlanta now, but I'm a Memphis nigga till I die. You hear me?
So how was it growing up in Memphis? What part of Memphis you from?
I'm from Mitchell Heights in Binghamton. So for those who don't know, that's like dead smack in the center of the city. Whereas you got North Memphis, you got Orange Mound, you might have South Memphis, you might have Frazier. Frazier can take you on around, going towards East Memphis, depending on how you travel or whatnot. But Binghamton and Mitchell Heights is like dead smack in the center of the city. So I'm not sure how familiar you are with Memphis, but that's from Poplar on over. If we're going lateral, coming from Orange Mound, is you got Poplar Street for instance. To the left, if I'm on Poplar Street going downtown, to the left of me, I'd be going to Orange Mound. To the right of me, I'd be going to Binghamton, and then to the right of that, I'd be going to what is called Mitchell Heights. And I grew up in both of those hoods. For one, because I lived in Mitchell Heights, but I was always in Binghamton. And then when I went to high school, I went to high school at East High School. So I'm always in the Hemp right there and back and forth between Mitchell Heights and Binghamton. So them my two hoods right there.
So what got you into music?
Oh man, I've been in music since I was a little kid, man. My pops, he sings and stuff. He does karaoke now. But he just was a singer. He didn't get a chance to pursue it because he chose the military route. To take care of me and my brother. And my mom, of course. But because of him, we just always had music going on. My mom, she listened to a lot of different stuff too. So I ended up getting the best of like two different worlds because she liked a lot of gospel and a lot of classical music. With my pops, he was the one on the the cameos and and then later on all the rap music. So he put me on the Snoops, the Pops, all of that. He bought it at a time where you can go into the music store and sit and listen and preview the album, you know, but you had to listen to the whole disc type vibe. You know what I'm saying? My pops, every album came out. So, you know, naturally, that just thrusted me into music.
I said, so why rap? What made you want to rap and not, you know, sing?
I mean, for me, that was the best way I could express myself, you know. I started freestyling probably like around 4th grade, you know, and after that, just, you know, small troubles as an adolescent. You get to the freestyling goes to, okay, let me write a rap, let me write a song, you know, and you just get to writing from there. And it just grew on me.
And then, oh, you came out. And then what is hip hop?
Yeah.
What's hip hop to you?
You said what?
What's hip hop to you?
What is hip hop to me?
Yeah, hip hop. Yep.
I mean, I really don't know how the question is phrased, but you know, for me, hip hop is everything. For me, hip hop is my outlet. You know, it always has been, it always will be, even though it's my profession nowadays. You know, hip hop is always going to be that go-to, you know, that go-to way of expressing myself.
And who are some of your influences?
Man, I grew up listening to a lot, even though I'm from Memphis, I'm from down south. I grew up listening to a lot of like up north people, you know. So you know, of course, the Roots band. So I say he's definitely. When I say he, I mean Black Thought. Black is definitely one of my top 10. Nas, Jigga. I wasn't really big on Big until like, you know, my latter years. Big was cool, but I guess I just wasn't rocking with him. So like I said, Jigga, Nas, Black Thought. I was on Noriega hard for a minute. You get what I'm saying? You know, Common was my guy. But because my pops, like I said, he was in the military, he got stationed out west in Colorado. You know, when I went out there with him, he was on a lot of pop. So he put me on a lot of, you know, pop, Snoop, Dove Shack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how familiar you are with the West Coast music, you know, back then, but you know.
Yeah, I actually saw him in person one time. I'm out here. I saw him in person one time.
Okay. Yeah. Who you saw who in person?
Somebody from the Dove Shack. One of them was
okay.
It was one of them. It wasn't, I think it was a group, but it was one of them.
Yeah. It was like, I think it was like 3 or 4 of them. You know, so you know, Warren G, all of that whole G-Funk era. You know, I was on that tough too. So just going back and forth, and as far as the folks from Memphis that I was influenced by was Ball and G, because I just like how smooth, you know, how smooth they was with how they was kicking it. I wasn't really big on 3-6 until probably a little bit later too.
I used to like Tommy Wright and Player Fly. Because
yeah, that's what a lot
I'm
of people
from Columbus,
say.
So I'm like,
okay.
You know, they ain't that far from you.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Fly definitely did his thing. I wasn't too big on Tommy Wright just because I just wasn't on him. It wasn't nothing against him. But I would say I was rocking around that Player Fly time. I was rocking with Fly. I was rocking with GB. You know what I'm saying? Gangsta Black was hard to me.
Yeah.
You know, so Gangsta Black and actually Gangsta Boo.
Yeah, I thought that's what I thought you were talking about at first.
No.
I thought you talking about Gangsta Boo.
I definitely feel like Boo might have been the hardest one out of 3-6 though. Her solo albums that she did, them shits was like.
Yeah, I still like that.
Crazy.
Where the Dollar's at.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Then how would you describe your sound to people?
You know, if I had to use one word, I would say eclectic. Okay. You know, because I use all my influences and everything I see, everything I hear. You know, I don't just listen to rap music. You know, and I'm a writer too. So, you know, I write hip hop and R&B. So I'm all naturally listening to that, and I'm naturally listening to pop music, trying to just, you know, just feel the music. You know, if I had to give my music a name, I would say it's hustle music. Because for those who listen to my lyrics, I'm always talking about the grind. I'm always talking about the hustle. You hear me? Like, you know, get up off your ass and go get it. Ain't nobody gonna give it to you. And, you know, oh, y'all don't want to let me in. I'm about to make my way in type vibe. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been booming mixtapes on the street, this has been my subject matter for the most part.
Yeah, you kind of going to the next question. I was gonna say, what would you say your story is as an MC?
It's just that of a hustler. It's that of a hustler because I am an MC, and I appreciate you saying that term. You feel me? But because I am an MC, I'm naturally a storyteller in terms of my truths, in terms of what I'm going through at the time, or recollecting on something that I might have went through, something that I might have did. You get what I'm saying? So we're talking about that. You know, the climb to the top, different things that I might have did in my adolescent years. You know, because we from the city, so everybody done dibble dabbled in something. But I don't too much talk about, you know, I don't too much talk about dope. It's just not what I talk about. But you know, we all done did everything.
Yeah, what's your creative process when you're making a song?
Man, I just vibe. I just really vibe and see how it hit me. I try not to force it. You know, that's one thing that like Ray Murray and Big Boy always taught me. It's just like, it's all about the vibe. You get what I'm saying? So when I listen to a record, especially these days, I make sure that I don't say the first thing that come to mind. Like, whereas some people might just, like a lot of young niggas, and not even just young niggas, but a lot of people, they just into, okay, play the beat, all right, and they jump in the booth and they just say the first thing come to mind. For me, it's I want to vibe to it, let it marinate in my brain, and just see, okay, what is it that I'm trying to say? What is it that I feel like I need to say? What is it that I haven't said? You get what I'm saying? And then how have I said it before? If it's a subject, you know, a familiar subject or whatever. So my process is really just let the beat play, and I might listen to it over and over and over again. With me juggling, I do so much. You know, my company manages studios, and you know, I'm an engineer, I'm a writer, you know, I'm a father. You get what I'm saying? So with dealing with the kids and going back and forth, I don't really have time to just sit and vibe no more. So now I let the beat play all while I'm doing whatever. Whether I'm folding up clothes, whether I'm getting kids ready. You get what I'm saying? Jump in the shower, in the bathroom, jump in the car. I'm playing the instrumental the whole time, just seeing, you know what I'm saying, letting it pull out of me what it is that I'm trying to get to. So that's really my process, everything that I just said. Because as I move around, my brain is moving. You get what I'm saying? So as I do something, then that might invoke another line. So for instance, like my God, Guns and Groceries record, everything that's in that particular record was exactly what I was seeing and doing. Mm. Printing off these ABCs for my son. I'm his teacher now. I had the beat playing in. I'm his teacher now. Sunday morning, streaming with the preacher now. That was on a Sunday. You get what I'm saying? So that's my process, man. I just let life, you know, life and the beat use me.
That's what I'm saying. So how you feel about, like, okay, like when you make the song, it seems like it's a process, but then you got like the bloggers or critics, they listen to the song one time and they'll say yes or no. I'm like, that ain't how you listen to no album. Yeah, that ain't how they make the song. You gotta let that shit hit a little bit.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's something that, you know, I've come to accept through the years, but because I do music, right? And then like a lot of marketing people will say, you know, well, you're doing music for the public. If you ain't doing music for the public, then, you know, just play that shit for yourself type vibe. So it's like, because of that, I just let a nigga say what they want to do. What I'm saying, it is what it is. It feels like a roller coaster, you know, because you go to Six Flags and you wait 30, 45 minutes to an hour to get on that roller coaster, and that bitch ain't 5 minutes long. You get what I'm saying? It's over with. But everything else up to it. So a lot of people don't appreciate what went into it. But people like us that are hip hop connoisseurs, you get what I'm saying? It's like a wine connoisseur. You know, to the average person, they go and get some wine, they just throw it back. You know, that wine, yeah, it was cool. I ain't really fuck with it. You get what I'm saying? But the wine connoisseur, he gonna take it, he gonna swish it around, he gonna see, okay, is it separating? What's going on with it? He gonna taste it a little bit. Okay, I see some flavors, a hint of this, a hint of that. You know what I'm saying? He's really delving into the wine itself. So us as hip hop connoisseurs, that's what we do. But for them, it's just a roller coaster ride.
Well, you was talking about your single, but what else you working on? What's your current projects?
I actually got 3 projects in the works. And God, Guns and Groceries, that's just one of the records that's off of that particular project with that producer. His name is D Ecstasy. He's from Carolina.
Okay.
So we linked in and we did a couple of different records on my past album called My Way Out. So he did my Yeah Yeah record. He did a record called Ain't Even Trying. And I think he did another record. I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember which one it was. But after that, we linked in. I was like, yo, let's just do a whole project. So I got one coming with him, and then I got a project coming with my homie, Brilliant Mac. So he's from Macon, Georgia, actually. So we're doing a different project. I try to keep the names, keep the names in the tuck a little bit.
Yeah, just
but yeah. But I got a different every project with each producer is a different vibe of me, but it's all the same. So it ain't like I'm gonna be on some conscious shit on one and then turn around and come on some dope dealing fuck these hoes. That's just not me. You get what I'm saying? But I am the middle of the road person, so I dabble in everything. You get what I'm saying? I was that college student that sold dope. You get what I'm saying? Just like that. I was in school, nigga. I went to class. You get what I'm saying? And I got my degrees. I got 2 of them. So, just that being me in itself, I'm naturally going to talk about everything. But, everything from a little bit of the street and then a little bit of some education, but for the most part, the whole thing is exactly what I told you from the jump. I'm speaking on the grind.
What you got your degrees in?
My first degree was in finance. So I got a bachelor's in finance from the University of Memphis. And then right after that, probably like a month after I graduated, I was headed down to Orlando and I went to Full Sail for audio engineering, which is, it helped me be the back door, helped me get in the back door of music.
Yeah,
that was be honest with you, that was the main reason. One, I got tired of waiting on niggas to do stuff for me. And 2, I thought I had heard the story about Kanye and how Kanye did everything in terms of being the producer. And then, so while he's sitting in the room with folks, now he can play them his records. So I was like, that'll be the move. So I just decided to do engineering to have that same effect, and it worked.
Yeah, I would say where you want to be as far as your career, like where you see where you trying to go with this.
I mean, this ain't no fly by night shit for me. Like, I've been rapping for a minute, so like I said, I am a writer, and because I am an engineer, I'm somewhat of a producer, more of a co-producer, because what a lot of people don't know is the engineers, we the ones that's moving stuff around. You get what I'm saying? Helping format the beat, put niggas on beat. We do a lot of different things and a lot of different ideas. Maybe you shouldn't say it like this. Maybe you should say it this way. You get what I'm saying? Different effects that make people feel a different way about this particular artist's line or delivery or whatnot. So with all of that said, I just want to keep delving into all of that, all avenues of the production of music, because that's what I do right now. So whether it be me being a household name as an artist or me being a go-to name as a writer, as an engineer, as a producer, you get what I'm saying? But when it's all said and done, you're going to see them credits. And that's where I'm going. I'm going for the longevity of it. Because when I'm not an artist no more, I want to still be able to do what I'm doing.
So you already making beats and stuff too already?
Well, I just started making beats. Like I had an MPC back in the day. I had an MP 2000 XL. But I gave it to my partner because I was moving around so much. And he wanted to make the beats. So I'm like, okay, you make the beats and I'm gonna rap on them. So, I just started getting back into messing around with beats. I did some stuff with this company out in UK called Band Lab. So I made some loops and different stuff like that. So now, come springing off of that, I think I might start back actually, producing. But for now, I like to play the co-production route. You get what I'm saying, and let the initial producer do his thing, and then I take it from there.
Yeah, what are some of your interests outside of music?
Man, I'm an athlete, so naturally I'm working out whenever I get a chance, and I just started back like really, really working out. So like the other day I jumped out and ran like 4.46 miles is what the app said. So it's just trying to make sure I stay in shape. So whether it's sports, you get what I'm saying. I'm a big watch head, so I'm trying to really, really pay attention to the details in watches now, because I just love watches. You get what I'm saying? So
what's your
besides
favorite
that, and just right now, well, I've been on Fossil for so long that it's like, okay, I need to jump off the Fossil.
You took it back.
I got so many fossils, bro. Like, I'm talking about broke fossils, fixed. I just got like 7 Fossil watches fixed the other day. you know what I'm saying, from batteries dying and they need to be cleaned up and, you know, all of that. But I got a couple of fossils and a couple of G-Shocks. I know niggas don't rock G-Shocks no more, but I like them, so fuck it. I'm wearing them. So, you know, I got a couple of those, and I think I'm gonna get a couple more Apple Watches. Just got like the regular black one. But like I said, with me liking watches so much, I think I'm about to really just delve into that, you know, that avenue and just see what's going on. You know,
yeah, I saw a lot of it's a lot of people, because I look into drop shipping. There's a lot of people got drop shipping watches and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, watch so you might want to get into that if you like watches like that.
Yeah, I do. So like I said, but before I can just be a connoisseur, like you gotta taste the flavor, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta see what's out there. But I think those are one of the things that that's gonna really end up being my hobby. You know, I'm an artist at heart, so I draw, you know, but I ain't drew in a minute. Every so often I do it just to test the skills, make sure I still got it. You know, look up on something and take a picture of it and draw it. Or, you know, if I can get somebody to be still long enough, I might draw him. You know, so.
Man, shit. I'll ask you, because I asked a lot of the guests, what's a good way to flip $1,000 right now?
A good way to flip $1,000. Well, it depends on what you're into. For me, I'm on Robinhood, so I've been doing like little different stocks lately, like, you know, your travel. I jumped in a few travel stocks once COVID hit, because I'm like, oh shit, everything dropped. Niggas gonna start back traveling at some point, so I'm in it for the long haul.
I just interviewed somebody before you. They said the same thing.
Yeah, niggas gonna start back traveling at some point. They're not gonna let that die out, you know. So I invested in a couple travel junks, and then you know, some oil, you know, little stuff like that, and I'm just kind of like shifting around just to see, you know, what can I grab to see. So I would say, right as of right now, depending on if you're going for the long term or the quick buck, you know, I would throw it in something like that, $1,000, because really $1,000 ain't much to work with,
right?
You know, but it's something. So I would say put it in something like that, or if you're into, you know, if you got a craft or a skill, you know, shit, I don't know, buy a couple lawnmowers. Niggas still need their lawnmower cut, you know. There's all kinds of ways you can flip.
Niggas told me a water pressure. I'm like, okay. I wouldn't think like that. Yeah, I'm like doing a case study. I'm asking everybody to interview that. So shit, if I help.
Yeah, that's a good vibe, because I know a couple of dudes. Matter of fact, one of the dudes that he cleaned my car, I shot with him just because he the homie. He'll pull up on you wherever with his pressure washer, beam you up. You get what I'm saying? Vacuum you out, get you going. So that ain't a bad move.
All right, then I just want you to give us an interesting story that happened in your life. It could be anything.
I got a lot of interesting stories. I'm trying to pinpoint one, grab one out of my brain. But I would say the obvious story, because a lot of people ask me, well, how did you get to where you are, or how did you get into working with Stankonia, or working with a big boy, or organized noise, or whatever. And to be honest with you, it was just God. You get what I'm saying? So if I tell anybody any story off top of my brain, it'd be that. You know, I asked God for a certain thing and I went for it. That's it. So, you know, I was going to school, you know, and I had failed a couple classes, so I failed a couple classes, but had already got into Full Sail. So if I had to retake some classes, you know, in terms of semester wise, they would have pushed me back. So I ended up convincing the dean to let me take the next couple classes and the classes that I got a C, because I got a C. I got a D. But you know, when you in your upper classes, you know, you got to get a C or better. A D is actually failing. So I had actually got a D in a couple of investments classes and woo for my finance degree. But I convinced the dean to let me take my next classes and those. And he was like, well, as long as I go back and take those classes and get it straight with the teachers, then it's cool. So they was like, okay, well, you take the class again, you won't be officially enrolled, but you still got to do everything, you know, books and, you know, the projects and the whole nine. But if I knocked that out, then they was going to change my grade. So here I am, instead of taking your 12 hours, I think I was taking more like 20 some hours, You get what I'm saying? And that's like mind-boggling, like straight up. Because I'm trying to do this, and mind you, I'm doing music, selling mixtapes on the street, at the gas station, because that's how I was paying my rent, paying my car note at the time. You get what I'm saying? Just on the straight hustle. So I'm out there rain, sheet, snow. You get what I'm saying? And I asked God to let me be, let me rock with Outkast. That's what I wanted to do. So boom, God, let me go to Full Sail. Let me rock with Outkast afterwards. So dude, finished that, went to Full Sail, knocked that out. I sent Stank On You my resume halfway into my program. Them niggas hit me back 30 minutes later. You get what I'm saying? And I just stayed in contact with them then. When I graduated, I ended up moving here like 2 weeks.
Your resume?
Huh?
I said,
you hear me? Hey, man, I ain't had much. You feel me? I had my degree, and I had the fact that I was in Full Sail, so I can't take the credit for that. That was man upstairs. You feel me? And I just, like I said, stayed in contact with him. So what was crazy was 2 weeks after I graduated, I threw half of my stuff away out of my apartment, threw what I could keep in a rental pickup truck, not a rental like Penske or U-Haul. Like I had my truck that I had at the time, and I rented a pickup truck. Threw everything else in there. My girl drove my truck. I drove the pickup. Came to Atlanta. About probably like an hour or 2 hours being in Atlanta. Stank On You called me like, yo, you here yet? Yep. Came the next day, and it just built from there. A lot of people think it can't happen, but you just gotta work, man. You just gotta grind it out. I started as an intern. You get what I'm saying? Now I manage the building, and the homies trust me with their music. You know what I'm saying? Trust me with their legacy. So when I record them, they know I'm gonna keep them right. You get what I'm saying? So it just opened up so many doors, and I never thought I'd be an engineer. Never wanted to be an engineer. But to anybody that might be watching this, like go with the flow. You feel me? Go with the flow. Ride the wave.
Engineer Stank On You?
Yeah, I'm the head engineer.
I didn't know that. I just knew you through Scar. I saw Scar repost it. I was like, I like that, but that's crazy.
Right. That's how I ended up really building a relationship with Scar, because he's just a 1,000 type dude. You know what I'm saying? So through recording him as he came through with Big and different people, we just grew an actual genuine relationship. So I actually got like 7-8 records with Scar, and vice versa. A couple records that he got in the tuck that I'm trying to press him on, because Scar won't drop nothing. But he got so many records, he's just a perfectionist. So like, yeah, through that relationship, we just kind of built.
So how long you been? How many years?
I've been at Stank On You for 10 years.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. I came in as an intern and just built. You know what I'm saying? Grew up from there.
That's dope. That's a good story. So you kind of said the same thing, but what advice would you give to new artists?
Hey, like you said, I just said it. Keep going, man. Keep going, and don't be afraid to, don't be afraid to ride whatever wave you might be on, whatever roller coaster you might be on. But ain't no plan B's, bro. Ain't no plan B's. You hear me? Whatever route go, whatever something take me to something else. My plan A, my eyes are still on plan A all day. Plan B is just you know what I'm saying? I feel like plan B is like a setup for failure, a setup to settle.
Yeah, well, I quit my job. I was like, fuck this job shit, man. I don't feel like, how you feel about that? Like I feel like you said,
like I can't tell a man or a woman to not provide for themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm with you. Fuck a job. You get what I'm saying? Like, because my job is my craft.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's another thing. I just asked God to let me do music, God. I don't want to do nothing else. And I want all my streams of income to come off of that. And that's what I did. And that's what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? So I made my job my career.
So are you into like manifestation and stuff like that?
Oh, all day. You can hear it in the speech, I'm sure. You get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta now I ain't gonna say be foolish with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, oh, I'm gonna fly, and you just jump off a building. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of, asking God for something, whatever your God may be, your Most High, but in terms of asking the Most High for something and then going towards it, manifesting it into your speech, right? And then I never thought too much on it on a scientific level until I was talking to one of my interns one day, and he asked me about, because I was telling him about it, and he asked me, well, how do you think that comes about? And I thought about it, and I was like, well, really, it might just be because our brain triggers certain things. Meaning, like, okay, if your cousin pull up on you right now in a Tesla truck, you might not have never thought about a Tesla truck. But he pull up on you in a Tesla truck and say, yeah, I just got that truck, man. Ooh. Now, as you drive down the street,
you're
going to see more. You hear me? You're going to see more and more Tesla trucks. You're like, damn. You get what I'm saying? So it's like your mind has been open to that avenue, to that thing. So you see it more, right? It's the same thing in terms of what we want out of life for ourselves. And that's whether you speaking negative on yourself or whether you speaking positive on yourself. If you say, I'm going to go get this, like, for instance, niggas that get stressed out about bitches. Damn, that's a bad bitch. All I want is a bad bitch. All I want is a thick bitch. You see that bitch? You get what I'm saying? That's all they think.
You'll get a bitch too. Yeah, you'll get
everywhere they go, that's all they see, right? But if you focused on goals, not just money, you get what I'm saying? Because money gonna come, and money can come in all different ways that might not be the way you want it. You get what I'm saying? But if you focus on the goals at hand that you striving for yourself, and that's really all you seeing, kind of like a horse, right? That's all you can see. As you go through life and you go through different things, that's all you really gonna see, consciously and subconsciously. So every avenue that leads to that, that's what your eyes and your brain is gonna catch. The other bullshit, you just don't see it. You get what I'm saying? So that's how it's manifesting before your eyes, before you even see it, before you even recognize it. That's how it's manifesting. You get what I'm saying? And as you just go, you go to that route, you go to that route, you go to that route. Before you know it, it just leads to it leads to your goal. Now, does that mean it's gonna be easy? Hell no. You get what I'm saying? But as long as you keep your eye on the prize, like the old folks used to say, as long as you keep your eye on the prize, you gonna get it. The only people that fail are the people that quit.
So what would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
Fuck with me. Fuck with me. We on this ride. We on this ride for longevity. Anybody that's supporting me know, and they've noticed, I ain't stopped yet. You get what I'm saying? And no matter how hard it's gonna get for me, because it's hard now. You know, people think it's easy, but it ain't. You get what I'm saying? But we gonna make it happen. So for those that's rocking with me, I say I appreciate y'all. Fuck with me. We gonna make this happen.
All right, man. I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
For sure. I appreciate you politicking with me. You did.
You want to tell me your social media and everything?
Yeah, for those who don't know, man, I'm Renegade El Rey. That's Renegade space EL space REY. So you can find me on anything, whether you Google that name or what. But in terms of my IGs, that's at Renegade _EL _REY. Twitter is the same, and you can look that up on Facebook, and I'm pretty sure it'll pop up, you know. And we go from there. I got a website out if you just need to go to the website, because you can, from my website, you can go to all other avenues, and that's Renegade -EL -REY. They don't let me do spaces, man. So I gotta do underscores and hyphens. So RenegadeElRey.com. You can find everything you need to find on me.